Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Talk podcast. Streaming platform, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, anywhere you stream your podcast, or we are here on YouTube, Girls Gotta Talk podcast. You can come subscribe, join the fam over here. As I'm saying that, this is the second episode I've recorded today. I don't think I said any of that in the last episode. I don't know which one you're hearing first, the one I just recorded or this one, but if you're hearing this one second, definitely did not say any of that in the last episode. But anyways, it just kind of came to mind as I actually said all that. But it's also been a while since I've recorded, so apparently I forget how to record. I can't believe we're in June already. We'll just cut right to the chase. I thought I would do kind of mid-year check-in, kind of talk about, I don't know, a few things. This year has kind of felt like a ride so far. Like, part of me is like, wow, we're already halfway through the year. And then part of me is like, wow, like, we're only halfway through this year. Like, it feels like it's been way longer than 6 months. January and February, I definitely have said probably a million times within, I don't know how many episodes, didn't count to me. Like, that was not the beginning of the year for me. March was kind of my start to the year. Even though it was kind of third of the way in, yeah. Third month in, quarter of the way in. I don't know, just January, February were kind of like trial and error. March, I say, would be like the official start to this year for me. I know in the beginning I was saying something about I wasn't fully planning. Like, I was fully planning on not missing any weeks. I think, I forget from when I said it, but the 100th episode, if I didn't miss any weeks, would have been on my birthday, which would have been super cool, super fun, super random, but kind of loved it in the moment. And lately I've missed like almost a month. So I'm really not upset. Like, I'm not putting anything bad on myself for not putting episodes out every week and whatever, but I don't know, totally failed so bad at that. And I knew at one point I was super ahead. I was recording 2 episodes like for a couple weeks. That way it was like 1 week I was recording 2, so I'd have one for like the couple days that I was gonna be uploading, and the following week I at least had it recorded. I just really needed to edit it. And normally when I was editing the first one, I'd be editing the second one. So the following week came and all I had to do was upload. Like, it was super easy. I kind of had a flow going. And then, honestly, I don't really know what happened, but fell off. It is what it is. It happens. It's okay. We are trying to get back on track, or I'm going to try to get back on track. Like I said, this is the second episode I've recorded today, so I guess that's a good start so far. This year, I've already traveled this year. I mean, wasn't a big travel. I went to a bachelorette party back in April. That was in April, right? I think it was in April. I went to New Jersey, so I drove. It was like, I forget how long, 2 hours maybe. It really wasn't that long of a drive. It was actually pretty nice. So I already traveled, which is big for me. I don't know the last time I went anywhere. So definitely was like a few years ago, and I probably went to Florida. But I think that was the last time I really went somewhere. I haven't made a lot of summer plans within the last few years, so I haven't really had any big trips. I do have more traveling coming up. I have a bridal shower in July that I'm going to, and then for the same person, I have a wedding, her wedding in September. So that'll be super fun. I don't have any vacations or other trips planned. I do want to plan maybe some like day trips somewhere, or like a weekend somewhere close. Maybe places I've never really been to before. I've lived my whole life in New England. I've lived my whole life in Connecticut, and I've never really been to Rhode Island. I'm not gonna lie. I know I went to Rhode Island like once or twice. My brother had, I think, looked at URI when he was applying for colleges, think we've been there for like a baseball thing, if I'm even remembering correctly. I don't know what other reason I would have been at URI, so I really think it was for my brother. I know around URI and I want to say Roger Williams. I think that's in Rhode Island. Don't quote me on it, but I know Roger Williams campus is beautiful and right along some water. I'm pretty sure it's in Rhode Island. URI, same thing. The campus itself I thought was really nice. I know URI is a pretty big school. I know it's kind of a party school. I don't know how it is for sports, I'll be honest, but I think I've been there like twice, and I really actually liked that campus. So going over there was super nice. Kind of just made me want to explore Rhode Island a little more. And I also kind of want to go to Narragansett. I know that's in Rhode Island. The beach I heard is really nice. I think I've only been there once, again, if I remember correctly. But it was kind of like an off-season thing, so it wasn't actually like beach weather, beach time. I think I just went at one point. I also really want to go to Cape Cod in Massachusetts. That is a very, very popular summer spot. I've never been. Like, part of me just wants to go kind of just to say, like, I've been. But I also kind of want to go to see, like, what the hype's about, because I feel like everyone goes to Cape Cod and they love it. Like, absolutely love it. I definitely want to maybe make a weekend trip or something just to go there. It'll be super close from, I think, where I live. I don't actually know how long it takes to get there, but Massachusetts is next state over, so I don't think it'll be too crazy, but then again, I could be totally wrong. But I do want to plan something like that just to kind of have certain things to look forward to this year, this summer, all that. Mid-year check-in podcast-wise, not bad. Definitely hasn't been the same with like not having video episodes anymore. I'm still working on trying to get those back, trying to get those up and running. I've had a few ideas in my head. Wheels have definitely been turning on a few things. So I do hopefully will put some of those ideas and thoughts into action. I actually think one of the ideas that I had might actually possibly, maybe, go into effect sooner rather than later, because I feel like I kind of looked at an idea, kind of thought it might have been too much work for myself. I think it might have just gotten a little better. I don't know if this is making any sense because I'm not going into really details, but I do think I have one thing in mind that could potentially work out for this. So I'm hoping if I take another look at it, the whole situation, I can get something up and running and finally record video episodes again, which I'm very, very excited about. Trying to record at all lately has kind of been hit or miss, obviously on my own behalf, but I've been wanting to record. Sometimes it's been like I'll do it tomorrow, or I don't even want to do it, honestly, and I don't push myself to record episodes if I actually get into a zone where I don't want to record, because I just feel like then I'm pushing it, and I obviously want good episodes to put out for you guys. I don't just want to put something out just to put something out. So if I'm in the mindset of I don't want to record today, obviously, like, I've been not pushing myself to record and just taking whatever breaks I need and then getting back into it as I want to, if that makes sense. Another thing that has kind of been on my mind, I think this is also why I've been kind of taking breaks with myself. I don't know where the idea came from. Part of me wants to rebrand this podcast again. I don't know why. And I'm very back and forth on this with myself, but part of me is like, oh yeah, like I'll rebrand it. I'll come up with a new name. I'm going to redo this. I don't even know why. And then part of me is like, why am I even thinking of doing this? Like, I don't know why I'd rebrand again and have like a third name for this podcast. If you didn't come from the original, this was never originally Girls Gotta Talk podcast. It was a whole different podcast. I've rebranded, renamed, took it as my own. And here we are right now with Girls Gotta Talk podcast. But part of me has been like, no, I want a different name again. I don't know. I've been very back and forth with this. It's been kind of driving me crazy, but I don't know which side is going to win on it. Well, what? I don't know which side is going to win right now for that. I don't know if I'm like, no, that's crazy. Why would you do that? Leave it how it is. Or if it's going to be a whole different name in the near future. But that has been something on my mind. Mid-year check-in, social media-wise, I have been very, very, very into shorts and reels. They have been my new favorite thing. Short-term videos, for some reason, have been super, super fun to make for me. It's been my new fun thing lately. Part of me was like, if that's how I have to slowly start to get myself back into things, so be it. I feel like it's just situations where if I'm in the moment, I just end up recording anything and everything and kind of putting it into a video. Shorts and reels, I feel like can be anything you want, like time-wise. I honestly try to go for even like smaller videos. I feel like my videos have been anywhere between like 30 seconds to like a minute. I don't know. I've just been having a lot of fun with it. I've loved being on social media lately. I've been wanting to put a lot on stories, still trying to be active and interact with people, whether it's through my stories, whether it's through conversation, checking in, seeing how people are doing otherwise. That's just kind of been my thing lately. I've really been enjoying that. Also, depending on who I watch on YouTube, have been getting me very, very motivated to plan and get into my own stuff. The sad thing with that is I have been getting into a lot of productive moments at night, which then at that point I feel like part of me is like I can't do a lot because if I'm home and everyone's sleeping, I'm obviously not going to sit there and be like, yeah, I'm going to record an episode right now and wake everyone up. And at the same time, I'm mostly just on computer work until I literally get tired and fall asleep. And then the next day like comes and I'm kind of out of my productive moments and don't really get into it as much anymore, but kind of trying to push myself, trying to get back into a flow that I had. I feel like it was like a few months ago, but I had a really good flow going on and I do really want to get back into podcast being ahead. I still want to get back into YouTube. I just haven't had the time or found the time or chance to really do much of that for myself, but it is what it is. I guess one thing at a time. Hopefully we'll break out of these little hiatuses I feel like I keep going on, but for now you might just see bits and pieces here and there of either podcast or YouTube videos, but hopefully getting back into all of that soon. Other parts, check-ins, I've been in reading eras. That has been like my me time at night, just sitting and reading. Journaling has been something very big for me and it's been so good. Highly recommend getting into a journal. I have just been brain dumping a lot into pages at night in a journal. I don't know, I've loved it. It's been kind of like a stress relief. It's been my new favorite thing. Like I was just saying, reading, it's been a thing where sometimes I'll put on YouTube or I've been kind of like, I don't want to say binge watching shows, but I've been putting on shows that are just kind of like comfort shows almost. So they've just been kind of playing in the background. Sometimes I've been sitting and watching just to kind of watch. Other times I've been putting it on and either journaling or working on my computer or even reading, which is a big thing for me because typically I used to be a person that had to have like not complete silence, but I definitely would not be able to sit and focus on a book if I had like a show or something on in the background. But it's been kind of super easy for me. I don't know if that's just a change in like mindset and whatever, or if I've just actually been very interested in the book that I've been reading, that I can actually sit there and focus, even though there's something completely different going on in the background, but haven't really been complaining. So far, so good. I would say this year definitely had some ups and downs. Bits and pieces have been completely like out of place, it feels like, but trying to put it all back together. Hopefully, from here on to the end of the year, things go very smoothly and everything kind of just happens the way it's supposed to happen for YouTube, podcast, life, honestly. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a really good year. I hope the rest of your year turns out as amazing as you want it to. That is all I have for this mid-year check-in episode. I love you guys so, so much. I thank you guys always so much for listening, and I'll see you soon back with a brand new episode. Bye.